So on Friday, political commentator, author and personal friend of Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, made a series of rather bold claims online, announcing that Tyler Robinson has not confessed to the murder of Charlie Kirk, his parents know it's not him in the photographs, Tyler has never stepped foot onto the UVU campus, and simply cannot be the assassin of Charlie Kirk. Now, for the British viewers amongst us, Candace Owens isn't some 2-bit conspiracy theorist. In fact, she has a monumental following on social media, with over 5 million subscribers on YouTube alone, and a very loyal fan base. However, in this video, I'll be taking you through these claims in detail, and giving you the questions that I want answers to personally. Take a listen to the following. Right, so let's take a look at the following here. I want to break this news immediately because it feels important, and I think if I don't break it immediately, something bad might happen. I hope I've earned the trust enough of the people to believe me when I say that I have verified this information but cannot reveal the source. Now I've got to be careful what I say here on YouTube. So Tyler Robinson is not planning to take his own life. The entire narrative that was placed in the media about him planning to take his own life is completely fictional, as are many other aspects of what we've been told. His father having turned him in after a confession is also complete fiction. To the contrary, Tyler Robinson maintains his innocence and has never even been to the UVU campus. There are absolutely zero photos or video that the campus can produce to the contrary, which is why they've produced nothing other than a blurry image which Tyler's family knows is not him. Tyler has never once expressed a thought of taking his own life. I want to make that clear. The federal government is lying about absolutely everything other than the fact that it is his gun. Not that we needed further substantiation, but Tyler Robinson did not author those Discord messages. I would like to again stress that he has never been to UVU campus, but, and I need to again confirm this later, I believe he was around the campus on that day. I will have more on this later, but I wanted to publish this immediately, that the Tyler Robinson taking his own life narrative, plus the dad that did the right thing after realising his son was guilty, is a federal concoction. Okay, so some rather bold claims there made by Candace Owens back on Friday. And as I say, within the next few hours, hopefully we're going to have some answers to those particular questions. But I've got some questions of my own, which I hope will be answered in this, this next installment, if you will, of this story. Now, in this particular post, it goes to mention that the photographs, the CCTV captures from the university, they're of poor quality, they're grainy, and the family knows that this is not Tyler Robinson. So then the obvious question would be, then how the hell did Tyler Robinson end up in custody? If his parents don't actually believe it, and that's all a bit of a lie, let's humour it for a second. Let's just say the parents don't believe it's Tyler Robinson. Then how did Tyler Robinson end up in custody? Was he put into some sort of Mormon-like dream state and navigated to the nearest sheriff's office? Or did he actually surrender voluntarily to the police as per his parents' request? It really changes that part of the story, doesn't it? And also remember that Tyler Robinson's mum, Amber Robinson, she's still fairly active on Facebook. As you can see in front of you here, she's made the odd public post asking, why has this happened, this, that and the other. And at no point in time has she come forward publicly to say, there's something wrong here, there's something not quite right. She hasn't alluded to that in any way, shape or form. So that's the question I want to ask. If this whole confession, all this stuff is a complete load of rubbish, how did Tyler Robinson end up in custody? That's the first question. It then goes on to mention that Tyler Robinson has never stepped foot on the UVU campus. He's quite simply never been there. Which is the opposite of what law enforcement said with the following.
We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George. It's actually the city of Washington in Washington County.
Now, I'll give it to you here that the footage of this particular car heading into the campus, we haven't seen it, have we? It's not been made public. And for a lot of people, that will be enough to throw enough doubt to say, well, actually, maybe the vehicle was never there. Maybe it is all a lie. I mean, I'll admit, this case is quite a strange one. There are many, many aspects of this case which, to me personally, don't make a lot of sense. But they've quite clearly claimed here, well, we've got his car heading onto the campus at around 8:29. But then in this post here, he's never been to the UVU campus. But then it also says, it sort of muddies the water a little bit here by saying, but he may have been around the outskirts. So he's never actually been to the UVU campus, but he may have been around the campus. So then the obvious question that needs to be answered here is, why did Tyler Robinson drive 250 odd miles to Orem on the day of the shooting? And is that Tyler Robinson that we see in the various CCTV captures? Is this Tyler Robinson at 8:07, 8:23, 9:57, 11:44 and 11:48? If yes, it is Tyler Robinson, what was he doing there? Why was he wandering the streets during those time periods? And if it's not Tyler Robinson, then who is it? It then goes on to mention that the weapon that was recovered is actually Tyler Robinson's. So the question would be, how did that rifle get from where it's usually kept to Orem? Why was it taken there? Was Tyler Robinson working with someone else or used by someone else? And most importantly, why did he leave his own rifle close to a murder scene? Or will it be claimed, and this is one that I've thought about, will it be claimed that his rifle was somehow stolen and someone else placed it there and Tyler Robinson just happened to be cruising around that area 250 miles from home on the day of the shooting? And as I say, I want to make it clear that there are a lot of aspects of this case that to me don't sit right, such as the ballistics, the wound, the type of weapon that was used. But it's very difficult to try and erase Tyler Robinson entirely from this situation based on the fact that, you know, this all came about supposedly via a confession. He's gone to the police, he's been taken into custody. His parents haven't come out publicly since that point and said, hang on a minute, this is a terrible mistake. None of this happened. They haven't done that, which means they must be somehow complicit in this story. We've then got the fact that he's travelled 250 miles for no apparent reason at this point. He hasn't actually gone into campus. He's been cruising around the outskirts, potentially. And then he's left his weapon in a bush. So this is going to take quite a lot of explaining, isn't it? Now, for me, what I believe is going to happen here, is that it's going to come out, Candace Owens is going to come out with this idea that Tyler Robinson was either set up or he was coerced into doing something. Maybe taking his gun somewhere, his gun was taken from him and then put in a bush. But then also think about this. We've also got this new eyewitness account, haven't we? The new eyewitness account of Tyler Robinson approaching the crime scene some 6 hours after the event, trying to get the gun back. So what are we going to say about that? That it's not Tyler Robinson, it's a lookalike, it's a body double? I don't know. Now, just as a side note to this particular video, Tyler Robinson has just had his second court appearance. It was more of a preliminary hearing, and his next court date has been set for October 30th, where Tyler Robinson is due to attend in person. Now, to conclude this video, it's fairly evident that Candace Owens is really keen on finding out the truth regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination, and this video isn't meant to throw any shade in her direction whatsoever. But naturally, big claims are going to require a vast amount of evidence. Will we see that evidence? Only time will tell. Let me know some of your own thoughts down in the comment section below.